Tammy, Shauna says she's gone through all the steps and she's requested to be accessed, but she hasn't gotten it. Do you see anything where she requested it?
Anywhere.
No.
Look, we're live, guys. We're live.
Okay, Shauna, I think you're just going to have to download a Gmail account or sign into a Gmail account and then the link.
I'm feeling a little nauseous.
Okay, well, what's your Gmail account?
Yeah, Meg, we're live.
Yeah, I know. It's my lip. I wasn't picking my nose.
Okay, we don't have any viewers.
Do you think your nose will weapon on your lips?
All right, so we're going to start with the Waldorf family.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Tammy, send an invite to lauren.mcbain@gmail.com.
Lauren.mcbain.
Mom, Meg, is this your old room that we're in? Just
I can see you upstairs. I can see your pictures.
Well, not working, because I don't see anything like it.
Well, they can see your pictures. They watch.
I don't.
Hey guys, if you're not going to be talking, then you need to mute it.
Is there an E in McBain?
There's no video.
stop. Gone.
Lauren.mcbain. What do you mean?
It was working.
See them.
Wait, did you log out?
We're on.
No, but he logged off the other one.
Yeah. Log off on your thing? No, it's still on, Jeff.
Can you see it?
No, it's not. No video.
Well, I have it. No, just lay it on the counter.
This is the radio.
This is
going to be the dumbest
I show the video, I don't see the
made by a family, I
Why don't you
think.
stop the broadcast then and just restart?
Wait, Tammy, let's try to exude
Be
a little positive.
Okay.
Show the house, you just talk about
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's a four-letter word in our house. That requires 10 laps around the house.
Doug, I have heard you. Okay.
Guys, the bishop is still on here. I'm going to make this bishop.
You haven't.
Hold on, you missing somebody.
Is that Rachel?
You missing somebody.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was Rachel. Who's your blonde friend in the back? Wow.
Her name's Jackie.
We're recording in.
It's Trey's wife.
Yes. Adult with the curls.
Rachel,
All right, I have
Rachel.
I sent the
You
email.
just put those on.
Hold on.
Crazy.
Rachel. I'll read it. Shauna.
Oh no, Timmy, did we put the wrong one? That's just weird. That's
Look
okay,
up his email.
Please look up
Make sure
the
it's
email.
lined up.
I don't.
Ah, look at that good-looking family.
Guys, how much game was Stop McBain.
Oh, it needs more of.
Hi.
Yes. Okay, guys, everybody, Bob.
Anyway.
Haley, you think whatever you're doing here? My dad been dabbing through my house.
Should we do our cheer, guys? Ready? There we go. Good job, good job. Woo!
Very good.
Hey, I like that chair.
Thank you. Now, what would you like us to do? You want us to start?
Sure, Angie.
Oh, are we recording? Let's start.
Okay.
The thing is, Shauna and Mindy are trying to get on, and I'm afraid we're going to end up talking about Shauna and Mindy getting on instead of actually talking about the house. So should we just try and get them on real quick?
I think we should start because Angie goes soon.
I understand that, Mom.
Why don't you just let Angie go through the house first, and then go the rest of the family.
And then we can go through the house again for everybody else who wants to.
Yeah, let's do it. No. Maybe don't. Come on, just go to the
Order.
It doesn't show up all the time. If they get on like a phone or something else like that.
Okay, Shauna just joined.
Hey!
Shauna!
What up, Shauna?
Where's Mindy? I thought she was ahead.
No.
It's good, better. It's good, better, best, you guys.
Hi.
Whose house is that?
Isn't that cute?
Hey, Emma. Where's Beth and everybody? Okay.
Who's
What about Mindy? How's Mindy doing?
We don't know what's going on. Meg, have you got any idea?
I let Mindy know that the screenshot she sent us was her old email, so she exited out of that, and now she's trying to get in again.
You look cute, Meg.
Okay. We've asked Mindy if she can get like maybe Kayla or Josh to help her.
Not funny. Okay.
Okay. So, Megan.
Yeah.
Just have her contact you via phone. Just have her contact you via phone if there's a problem, and you guys text back and forth, and we'll go ahead and start. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Emma, what's the matter with you?
Okay, guys. So in order for this to work, whoever's talking, everybody else has to mute.
Everyone else has to be mute. All right, you know how to do that?
You're not gonna do it. Let me do it. Or let's go.
Sunday game. How about Sunday game?
Like this.
Well, so far no one has watched.
Wait, what? Shauna, you're on mute, honey. And Angie, you are too. Do you guys want to be?
I was just practicing, so I know how to do it.
We were actually trying to mute you, Tammy, but we
Oh, was that funny, Shauna?
Yeah, I love your laugh.
I know, I love
It's a
Shauna.
cackle. It's just awesome.
I love Kaylee's hair.
Everyone has done something.
Here, Kaylee, let's both do it. Ready? How do I do this? Show me how to do it. Okay. And you
Lights.
So Ellie goes to girls' camp tomorrow for the first time. Woohoo!
It's gonna be so fun. Kaylee, I just finished my last year of camp except for being a YCL.
Really?
You're what?
Yeah, I'm a fourth year. I'm a YCL next year.
Oh,
I have a year done.
Do it.
So-
You're
what year are you YCL when you're 16?
My YCL.
Yeah, that's cool.
wait. This is your fourth year?
Yeah, I just finished the fourth year.
That's so weird.
Okay, Tammy, did it record?
Oh, I won't be your YCL.
Mom, we've been recording for about 15 minutes. You want me to start over?
Serious?
Yeah. But I think our posterity will enjoy this part.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Okay, who's first left up here? Grandkids, to hear some stories.
Okay.
Who's going first?
Somebody tell a story.
Nice stories.
Wait, where are we starting? What room are we in?
Attic.
Oh, we're actually doing it now? Okay.
Who's going first?
Gandolph Family picture in there, then it'll stay on that one. It won't be jumping back and forth. Do you want it to jump? Oh, like for what room we're looking at, you mean?
I don't think it moved, does she?
Waldorf?
Oh, okay. We always went to like with all the cousins. We always sleep in there. It was really fun. And like when Grandma bought the piano, we would like take turns like playing piano. I remember. Yeah.
All right. Any other Waldorf memories?
Oh, I know. I remember watching Lemonade Mouth
right. Any other memories?
Yeah. I remember bedtime stories when all the cousins would be laying down together on the floor and the whole room was just filled with kids. And we would do scripture study and prayer, and then sometimes I would share a fun bedtime story.
Oh, yeah, there's somebody here.
Yeah.
I remember when I was watching Lemonade Mouse.
All the cousins would pretend to be totally enthralled in my story. I just love that.
And then I just remember like one night, I think it was a few years ago, Uncle Grant like came in and sang us that song. I don't know, and it was like the
Souviens-toi.
yes, yeah. That was really pretty. And then we all went to sleep. Remember that? I remember when I was watching Lemonade Now.
All right. All right. Any more Waldorf memories? Any more? Okay, that's it for us.
Yeah. Okay, start, Ready? I have one. Matt. Yeah, talk about right?
I remember when I think it was me, Tillman, Kaylee, Madison Grant, Krista, and Catherine were all in it, and we got locked in there for about an hour.
No, I locked you in.
Oh, your dad needs to tell the story. Your dad got locked. I think Grant. Didn't Grant crawl through the rafters when he was locked in once?
Yeah. Me or the big Grant or little Grant? Because I did it once.
Big Grant, didn't you crawl through the crawl space, the rafters?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else remembers this because they probably got concussions from it, but we did a lot of pillow fights there, and I wrecked Day. Raised you all those.
I don't remember that.
Yep, all the cousins.
Thanks, Grant.
Oh yeah. Pillow fights.
Katie's going.
I have one.
Knock me out.
I remember we went to bed one night and I think it was me, Kaylee, Catherine, Krista, and Ellie all in one bed. And I was in between Kaylee and Catherine. And no, sorry, Kaylee's in between Catherine and I. And we fell asleep all like in perfect rows. And I woke up in the middle of the night with Kaylee's head on Catherine's stomach and her feet on my stomach. And she would inhale and then kick me. And yeah, so
Oh, great.
I got a pretty great awakening with that. It's fantastic. Remember that, Kaylee? Do you remember that, Kaylee?
I
Kaylee.
Woohoo! Finally. Are we there? Do you see us? Where are we though? Oh, there you go. Woohoo! All right.
Talking.
Everyone down.
So, Gabby, what we're doing is Gabby, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so when it's your turn to go, then obviously don't have the microphone muted, but when it's not your turn, then go ahead and mute the microphone.
Make the screen big.
Okay, wait. Move these chairs. These chairs take up too much space. Right? You said muted.
Hello, Sappies. Hello.
Hi, you're muted. Kaylin, what's up?
That's very hot, Mindy.
Happy.
Yes, stop.
okay. It's okay.
Okay, so Mindy, if you look at the top, if you
Wait, Tammy.
move your mouse around to this way, your microphone.
All right, mute it. I know, sorry.
Hi, Callie.
That's not really worried about. Okay.
All right, wait a second. Wait, I'm trying to get everyone in the picture.
Okay, all right. So Trey had a story about the attic, and I'm gonna let him have his turn.
So I remember when we first moved into the home, we had stored a whole bunch of stuff in the attic, but Dad wanted to reinforce the attic because the rafters were not enough if we were going to be up there. And so Dad and I did a whole bunch of, Dad, remember we added a 2x4 to every single one of the 2x6s that was on the ceiling. And I remember doing that. I remember when we popped the line to make sure that everything was straight and level. And it was a really, anyways, a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed doing the work that we've done in the house. I remember shooting tons and tons and tons of toys up there, mostly Barbies. They're still there, and they're inside the walls because when I shot them up too much, I couldn't give them back to my sisters. So I would take them and I would drop them in the little holes that they had in the walls in between the studs. So there was tons and tons and tons of toys throughout the entire attic on both sides because I had shot them up too much to give them back. And then when we finally finished the attic, I remember that we used to take all the pillows and blankets and throw them in one corner, and then we would throw the grandkids into the blankets. I remember having a lot of fun doing that. So it's kind of, I remember from that anyway. It's fun.
Yeah, Trey, I remember from a young age learning to really enjoy cars and G.I. Joes because those were the only things that you wouldn't shoot. So I had to get over the love of Barbies very quickly and use them as target practice as well because that's what they always end up being.
I couldn't shoot my own stuff.
What?
I couldn't shoot my own stuff.
Right, I know. That's why I think that's a big reason for why I was a tomboy was because that's all I could play with. I wasn't going to get shot.
Okay, wait. I thought we were doing grandkids first.
We did. You were gone.
We're just going.
Mindy, you're an hour late. That was an hour ago.
Are you saying I
still
everything you guys here?
No.
We're talking by room.
We're going room by room, Mindy. This is the first room we're doing.
Okay, so why are Trey and Megan talking?
Because we're going to go ahead and do the adults as well as the kids. Just go by family.
Okay, well, all right.
Okay. All right. Grant and I also got locked in the attic. That was an adventure. We actually had to climb over the rafters to get into the other room and get out. And then I also remember bedtime stories with the kids. That was one of my favorite things. We'd put all the kids up there and we'd just go up there and sing to you guys and read with you guys. And usually we wouldn't even go downstairs until you were asleep. So that was really fun. I think that's us. Anybody else? Okay, Zappies, you ready? Or McBain's, did you want to?
I don't know that we have any different ones. We, like you said, we also remember the bedtime stories. That was so much fun. Oh, Ellie has one.
I remember I was sleeping with Rachel one night. It was a very small, very, very small bed. I had to sleep with Rachel. It was pretty uncomfortable. I remember waking up and it was probably pretty really late. And I remember looking over and Rachel's awake too.
Oh, in the middle of the night?
Yeah, and then I see this light and I have no idea what it was. I think it was someone checking on us.
Yeah, we did check on the guys. No, I remember that somebody was assigned either Angie or Mindy or whoever wanted to go check on the kids because we knew we couldn't hear them from 2 stories down where we would hang out. So we go check on them, see if anyone was awake and needed anything. I remember how we left the light on the stairs in case anyone had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go down to the bedroom.
Are they good?
Wait,
Mindy, Zappies, do you guys have anything?
Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. I don't know where you guys are. And I don't know how my kids
They're in the attic,
We're in
Mindy.
the attic.
We're in the attic, Mindy.
Oh, wait, what are we doing? We're looking at Mom? I'm kind of confused.
So
If you click on Thomas, you'll see where they are.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, kids were here. I remember getting locked in there too. We were like all in there, banging on the door. We were like, we just nothing's like opening. We got like this plastic knife to try and open it. And we're like banging on the door, and they came up and helped us. But, yeah. Anybody else have anything?
First time that we took that.
Wait, what?
First time Kelly to the attic.
No, the attic.
Oh, the attic. Sleeping there? Remember sleeping there? Maybe. I remember something. We were in the room and we heard he was coming. So we all hid behind the bed. And then he came to take our left and we were screaming and running around everywhere. I got one.
All right, Caitlin.
One time we were dancing with the electric piano, and I was dressed up in a sheet with a squid head on, dancing. There's a video of this. And then we're like doing lights, and I'm like going up. And I couldn't even see because I have a squid head on. Oh, I remember that. I was wearing my mama tiger suit and I was trying to do handstands.
You got one more. All I really remember was Christmas tree decorations being in the attic. That's all.
Growing up, that is.
As a mom, I just remember having sleepovers up there.
Remember having sleepovers before it was finished?
No. I said when I was married, Dan was always gone, and everyone else was with their husbands, so I was in the attic with the children.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, Jeff, you want to go down to the bedroom by the attic?
Yeah.
You guys, Rachel did want to share one more that she had.
I remember when Grant, and William and Tillman, they would sumo wrestle each other with those.
Mindy. I remember one night I was up there and I was sleeping with the kids, and it was super early in the morning, like probably 2 or 3. And I get up and William is awake, and he is standing up and he is doing something with his bed. And I look over at William, I'm like, William, what are you doing? And he's like, my bed's not right. My bed's not right. And William is fixing all the corners of his bed with his sheets and his blanket so that everything lines up just right. And then he gets back in his bed and goes back to sleep.
Awesome.
I remember one time William wasn't listening, and I told him I was going to put him up in the attic with the bat, and he got really upset.
Oh, when the bat was in the wall?
Yeah, when the bat was in the wall. William, do you remember that?
The bat's still in the wall.
I know. And the funny thing was that William, the bat, was on the other side of the screen, so it never could have gotten you, but I left that detail out.
Could have eaten you alive.
Okay, the girls used to sleep in here, and also this was Waldorf Children's Room, and this was Ellie's room at one time.
Oh, we're in that room. That's right.
Ellie used to bang her head on the wall.
I was gonna say that's one memory.
Yes, we had to repair that before we moved out. Yep.
I remember that. There was
Ellie,
She remembers. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, that's the room to the right of the attic. Is that what you said?
Yeah. And that
I remember in that
I
room.
never was in that room when I never was in the other two rooms. Is my memory growing up. You know, I was always in there with Mindy or Angie. I don't think I ever been with Tammy in that house, at least. But I could be wrong.
Used to like the bunk beds that were in.
My bed.
It was low and underneath. Down the other way.
So that's the room that most of my kids slept in when we lived there. Is that right?
Yes.
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 I remember us trying to have scripture study or prayer as a family, and Poppy would always come in and we would have scripture study and prayer. And the kids would be like, oh, Poppy. And we'd have to calm them down again for scripture study and prayer. But he just seemed to always want to come in right at that moment. It was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I remember when me and Kelly in that room, we were on a bunk bed, and I had the top and Kelly had the bottom, and she pulled on.
Gone downstairs, I went to that room, and then was gonna go to this room. I figured that's what she was, but I don't know.
Hold on, Trey, you need to mute. We can't hear Tillman.
I'm sorry. I thought I'm not in
We're
control.
trying
She
to
is.
figure out what room she's in.
She's the one to the right. If you come down those steps, she's to the right. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, you guys got to mute though. Tillman, can you restate what you said?
Yeah, so me and Kaylee were in that room. We shared a bunk bed, and I was always on the top. And one time she pulled on the top of my shirt, and I fell down, and it really hurt. Yeah.
Ouch. I remember the bunk beds that we had growing up that were like the taller one was on the ground, and then it was always like in an L shape. So the one that was like closest to the ground, your feet would go underneath that bed, but it wasn't like in a bunk bed. You know what I'm saying? So it was like this and like this.
I remember we had 3 or 4 girls in that room at one time. I remember that. And I remember trying to sneak and take Mindy's clothes and then put them back exactly the same way so she didn't know that I followed her clothes. And yet she always figured out that I did, and it took me like a year to figure out her system of how she was doing everything. So that with the hangers. So
That was not the room we had 4 girls in. It was Megan's old bedroom that had the 4 girls in it.
no, but we had 3 or something in there at one time, because I remember what Megan's talking about, that how we had 2 bunk beds up against here, and then there was another bed in the corner, and maybe it was just for a little while. I do remember that, because was it Megan who slept on the bed and she put her feet underneath the other bed?
I don't think it was me. I think Anna Lee, or what was her name? Anna Lee. She was the 3rd person in that room.
Anna Lee broken.
Sean and I slept in there the most.
Yeah, when we first moved there, my memory is me and Mindy were in there. I had another memory that involved Tammy. When Tammy fell on the zip line and was dating Grant, I remember taking care of her in that room. She was in bed, and she called Grant every day. And I remember we took turns sleeping in there with Tammy to make sure, that I guess they were afraid that she would, that she had a concussion, and we had to make sure she was okay. And I remember her having the phone conversation when Grant told her that he loved her and wanted to marry her.
Over the phone?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't remember that?
I remember one day being forgotten, and I remember it was like, I cannot move.
Your family left you?
And like I had this bell and nobody was coming. And like
Crazy. He was
like, all
very
day
neat.
I hadn't had anything to eat and I hadn't had anything to drink, and it was like 4 in the afternoon. But yes, I mean, I probably like had slept, right? I mean, I probably like slept through breakfast, and people had like checked on me, but I'd been asleep at that time. But then, you know, I woke up and I was so hungry. Nobody would come to the bell, and I was like, my family's forgotten me. But,
yeah, you were asleep all the time. I remember you.
I was in so much pain medicine. Put me out. Yeah. And then I would have to go to the bathroom. I was so groggy, and I remember I broke the towel rack once because I was trying to use it to help me.
That was you.
And I gotta tell you, that was one time when I was like distracted to the bathroom where Dad he didn't break a temper at all. It's all right, Tammy. Don't worry about it. Those can be fixed. I was really grateful. But yeah, like you hear this crash in the bathroom, and Dad comes running.
You remember when we were locked out of the house and Trey climbed up to this window and pushed it open, we got in?
No, I don't.
How funny. Yeah, this
Remember that?
really
That was when you had that little thing
on it. We were locked out, and Trey was able to here and push it open, and we got in the house.
No,
you remember that, don't you, Trey?
I do. I remember that. But it was the other side, Mom.
Oh, I have a memory in that room. It just occurred to me. What happened? Can you guys hear me? Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Yes, Angela.
Okay, so there was a short period in my life where I was addicted to Dad's Mountain Dew. And I would sneak it and I would drink it. And
It was so hard for you to admit.
Realized it was me finally, and came to me and was like, don't touch my Mountain Dew anymore. And I was like, for sure, I won't touch your Mountain Dew anymore. But I didn't realize at the time that I was addicted to it. So I did have some. And when I came home from school that day, all of my clothes had been thrown out that window.
That was not why. You wouldn't clean your room.
No, that was why, because I had drinking Dad's Mountain Dew. He was.
Hold on, Dad, Mom.
No, that's not true.
No.
You're right, Angie.
No. It's because you're messy, and you want to keep your room clean.
It was the Mountain Dew. I remember it so well, and I didn't really know how to respond.
Okay, Angie, in all seriousness, are you saying that Dad went into your drawers, took out neatly folded clothing, and threw it out onto the lawn? Is that what you're telling us?
Well, my clothes may not have been neatly folded, but I don't
remember this, Angie. You're using the wrong story.
They were on the floor.
I don't know. I really don't think that they were. It was kind of like
My memory is that they had told her.
I remember you guys sharing that story.
Finally told her.
You guys, can we stop for just a second? You guys, please.
You too, Kelly. You too.
You guys, I am really sorry, but I know you wanted to just go through every room, but can we please do the kids first? Because my husband's gone, and it is getting late, and my kids really want to talk, but I need to put them to bed. We've been moving for 2 days. Can we let the grandkids go? Because the adults, we could talk for 2 hours, you guys. We have a million stories. But can we let the kids please talk?
Yeah, well, let's just do this. I mean, that we have more memories, right? Let's have each family just say the memories of all of the house, the whole house, right?
One time.
Well, no, my kids have memories of every room. I remember Kat.
That'll take too long.
Fast, she was like screaming super fast. She's like, okay, we can do each family, I guess. I remember was doing hammer. Guys, Callie's room.
How about the basement and the Wii?
Why are you sleeping in the
basement someplace. It's Trey's room.
Which room is this? Is that the bathroom? I remember in there.
Oh, do you want to do anything in there?
No. You guys want to go to the bathroom? Tasha and Murray? I remember.
Because we talked about Solomon. Do you have a memory?
And Grant jumped on the sink, like, I'm not or something, and he jumped off the sink onto the toilet and broke the toilet.
Oh, didn't say
We can't all hear you because someone's talking.
Oh, okay.
Marcia, mute your microphone.
So, I remember in the bathroom, we were all brushing our teeth one night. We were all staying in there. And
bathroom?
yeah, well, not in the bathroom, but we were all in there brushing our teeth. And Grant jumped off the sink. And I can't remember if he was doing a dance or what he was doing, but he jumped off the sink onto the toilet and he broke the toilet. So, and it was one of the funniest things ever to watch him, like, because he broke the lid off the toilet and he snapped the lid in half, and he had to carry the lid down to Grandma and Papa and go, guys, I'm really sorry I broke the toilet. It was really funny. So, I remember that.
Grandma. Grandma.
You lost Grandma.
Oh, okay.
No. We're talking about this.
What are we doing on the lawn? The front lawn.
Later. We'll do as well.
Okay. Can I say something? About
Huh, Becca?
Yeah.
They're all muted, man.
This one.
You were gonna say something. What?
Okay, this is the other. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, this is the other front bedroom. This is Trey and I's bedroom when we were kids.
Holy, that's Becca stating. Becca.
Okay, this is the other front bedroom. Do we have any memories in this
And
bedroom?
Mindy also slept there too.
Dan left for Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's when I conjured up doing the American flag on the garage door.
That was Owen's room when we lived there.
Oh, yeah.
I remember this is the room where the picture of Trey and I was taken in the Superman pajamas.
That was
The same.
I think that was the old house, Megan.
House. But we did have that bed in there for a while. Yeah.
Was it the same pajamas, like the ones you tried to fly in? Okay.
We did have that bed in there for a while, though. But remember, I was 9 years old when we moved to that house.
Oh, okay. Well, this was the bedroom. This was the bedroom that Trey used to sleep in.
You were 2 and I was 5.
This was the bedroom that Trey used to sleep in, and I used to try to sneak in here at night and try to get him to pee in his bed. So I used to crawl in real quietly and stick his hand in warm water trying to get him to pee. Alleviated by going into my room and pouring water all over my bed, so when I woke up, I thought I had peed.
Oh.
Oh, that's just not right.
That sounds like Trey.
What does that mean?
Oh, wait. You did that there? Oh, who did that there? Callie, okay. Oh.
Well, why don't we let Mindy's whole family just do their memories, the kids? Does Mindy hear me say that?
Yeah, go ahead, girls.
He's putting Callie to bed.
All right, click on Mindy's.
Okay, so Callie doesn't have any memories, right? The rest of you guys want to give some memories?
One time, Callie. One
You know,
time, this is mom. They
they said that I had to sleep with Krista on the bunk bed. So then I slept in the basement instead. But then when I woke up, I reappeared on the top of the bunk. So then I moved you to the top bunk. Yes. You were sleeping on the bottom. Krista was sleeping on the bottom. And then I didn't like that. And then I wanted to sleep in the basement again. And then I didn't want that. So then I just watched a movie on Dad's phone.
Awesome.
I remember one time in the attic, I was Chris, cake. We were doing candles, and we had some Krista and Cake. We had
The mirror used to be right.
Cake and had big shirts, put pillows behind them, and did candles. It was really fun. Look, so that's what we did. So we put giant shirts on, stuffed pillows in the back of our backs, and then we did a video. We put on the screen on the lights, and then I remember. And then we showed Lazy Camel, and then we we were sitting on us and stuff. Like when we did the Just Dance in the basement, doing that was fun.
Remember taking the time release of the fence going up and the neighbor behind us?
And painting and doing that stuff in the game room.
What do you mean with Gary?
Krista.
Yeah?
Krista, the basement is also where we were having, the younger kids were watching Inspector Gadget, and you and I.
Oh, yes.
Shoot each other.
New episodes. Madison?
No, you're going to be
wonderful.
Madison, there's new episodes of Inspector Gadget.
That is awesome.
You gotta watch them.
Okay.
There's one that Inspector Gadget cannot use his and your husband. And then the dog like, oh, and then I have something that Grant and me never told everybody. Grant and me would go under where the in the basement you turn left and there's the basement, but you turn right and open this door into that dirt area. Yeah, the dirt room. Grant and me were trying to dig through like a crack. So this we'd get spoons and stuff and break through the dirt and shoot rocks everywhere.
I always thought there was a snake in there. I would never go in.
Yeah. Or big spiders.
Yeah.
I'd never go in there. I've never gone in there too.
Twice with other people with me.
Yeah.
Sammy has a story about the stairs leading to the basement. Go ahead.
I fell down the stairs, rolling.
Oh wow, that's
Hey, let me tell you something. One time, Mom was walking up the stairs from the basement, and then she tripped on William's shirt, pulling Callie when she was like a few months old, and she stepped on William's shirt, tripped, rolled down the stairs with Callie, and not rolled down, she slid down a little bit. Yeah. She wasn't walking up, she was walking down. Yeah, and she tripped on William's shirt, and Callie was not too happy about that. Yeah, Callie cried, but good thing she was still alive.
Does anybody remember?
Does
anybody remember putting snow on the front stoop and sliding down?
Yeah! Yeah, that was awesome. We were doing what? What's this? Going on the top. Circle place and then sliding down. Oh, yeah.
Well, real quick though, with the basement steps, when we were living with Papa and Grandma, Papa fell down the steps. I was cooking dinner, I believe, and he was just fixing something, like putting an extension cord, I think, Dad, at the top of the steps. And you were bending over and you just lost your balance and you fell down, and I realized that I came running. Ellie came running, and we both ran down the steps to see how you were doing, and Ellie just hugged you, and do you remember? She wouldn't let go.
Yeah, she wouldn't let go. She's comforted. Stayed there and comforted me the whole time. Yeah.
And you had to. It was like, what was it?
You had to have surgery.
Surgery.
Surgery. And Mom had you guys had the deli at the time, and I was living with you, so I took care of you while we lived there. I remember. And you were very appreciative. I remember you were a good patient. So, but we were very scared when that happened.
Yeah, I have a story. So I remember when me, Grant, and William on the basement steps, we would get blankets on the top of the steps, and then get in the blankets or like sleeping bags, and then just go down the steps. And just
all the way down. I remember it was like one of those to be rolled all the way back down. I remember one time we were outside, the little pool was out there. We soaked up water from it and had a fight at the tree house. Oh, remember that water fight? Yeah. Grant and me would go and we'd go up to the top and spray everybody. I had one time we were bouncing on the trampoline and everybody was throwing water balloons at each other. Oh yeah. No. We're like, I know I did water balloons first.
Hey, who was the grandchild that was in the top bunk bed that I hid underneath the covers and then scared him?
I think it was me.
Yeah.
Madison? Oh.
You did at one point.
He did it to all of the sports.
Okay, real quick with the sleeping bags is a memory from the old house. But I remember going down the stairs with Tammy, Mindy, and Angie. Maybe, I don't know if I'm sure Angie was there, but I can't remember. Anyway, and Tammy would say, okay, who wants to be at the bottom of the sleeping bag? Me!
It's a true story.
My mom is totally a true story. I'd hit the wall first.
Okay, hold on. Sammy has a story and then Emma has a story.
So I remember when Mommy was yelling at Daddy down the stairs.
Great story.
Oh, Sammy,
down the stairs.
Okay, then. All right, Emma has a story, thankfully, not similar to Samantha shared.
So one time I remember Caitlin dancing around the living room table with a bathing suit on.
Remember, she would wear her bathing suit everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chicken soup.
Oh yeah. Okay, I have one in the living room. I remember, I can't remember who started. I think it was like Uncle Doug, my dad, and Uncle Dan. I can't remember. But they did Kaylee was obsessed with that Jump Rope for Heart song.
Oh,
over and over. Their imaginary jump ropes. I still have that video.
That is awesome.
I remember the man all jumped. There was no jump rope. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think Lauren won that contest.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Did he do the work?
Remember practicing for a wedding in the living room?
All dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wedding in the living room. We practiced the dance.
Yeah. It's just the way you are, right?
We also would always dance in that room as teenagers. I can remember once going jogging with Tammy. I think that's when we got that it was either President President Hinckley or President, who was before Hinckley had passed away.
Hunter or Kimball.
We went jogging. We heard that over. We somehow found that out, and then we were dancing in the living room. We were always dancing in the living room with that radio, that old radio that we had.
Grandma doing the Indian dance in the living room.
Now, when I asked Lauren what memories he had at the house, he said he only had one. It's a very special memory. He'd really like to share it.
Lauren's over there. Yeah, we want to hear this.
Yes, it's very personal, but we all want to hear it, right?
Guys, everyone mute yourselves. You really need to hear this.
Okay.
You sure you? I don't know, Sean. It's maybe scared the little ones.
Lauren, didn't know you were there. Come on, Lauren.
All right, everyone else muted?
It might be kind of scary. I don't know. We get a
No, it's fine. Honey, we'll get up, babe. We'll get up. All right, somebody else go. It's going to be a minute.
Wait, no, he needs to. Okay.
Unmute it. So, yeah, Lauren, if you're afraid, you can't hear our curses because you know that.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
All right, can you see him?
It's kind of personal, Sean. I don't know what we're talking about. This kind of thing.
All right, honey. Tell us your story.
Well, are you sure you want to tell us? It's kind of personal, Sean. It's a special experience.
It's so important. Posterity needs to hear this.
So Shauna asked me if I had any stories about the house, and I have some. They're very personal to me, but I guess I can tell them. You know, to be honest, I know you guys are in the midst of plans, but I'm kind of glad you guys are moving because your house always kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. In fact, I think it may have been haunted. You sure, Shauna? Okay. So, I was alone in my house one night, you know, reading my comic books like I like to do. And I was upstairs in the bedroom. Me and Shauna lived next to the bathroom. And I heard a knock on the door. And the bedroom door was closed. I went and opened the door. There was no one there. Yeah, it did funny. Yeah. And then I went. No one was there. I was like, whatever. You know, I thought I imagined it maybe. Then I went back, and I heard another knock. And I went and opened the door, and I was like, there's no one there. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then it's very personal experience. I'm sure I should tell them. Okay. I heard another knock. And I went back there, and the third time I opened the door, and it was a ghost. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it may have been Blackbeard. And he said he'd been wandering, you know, for centuries since his death, looking for a bathroom. And so I was like, well, dude, there's one right there. And he's like, you know, he had an eye patch. He's like, yar, you know. Oh, sorry, man, it's right there. And he turned his head, and you could see it was right there in the bathroom. So he went in the bathroom, like, hey, Blackbeard, do me a favor, flush when you're done, will you, buddy? And he's like, yar. So he went in there, and I heard the sink go like he'd washing his hands, and then it flushed. And then this is where it gets spooky. I went and I knocked on the bathroom door, like, Blackbeard, you done? You done? And I opened the door, and he was gone. Never to be seen again. But I think now, you know, his soul is at peace. You know, and that's why I'm glad you guys are moving, because it could be the Barbie's buried in the wall. You know, that house has some secrets in it.
The Barbie.
There's also apparently a dead bat in the wall. I mean, you just don't do that, guys. You don't leave a dead bat in your wall. You guys ever heard of vampires? You don't do that. So, I don't know. That place always kind of gave me the creeps, so I'm kind of glad you guys are moving out. I mean, you should move out like today. So, that's my story. I don't like talking about it, so I don't want to bring it up anymore. We know now that Blackbird's at peace. He's wandering the earth, and now he's where he wants to be.
Shauna, he needs some psychiatric help.
And that would be the last time Shauna ever asked me for a story. We did tonight. She's like, Lauren, do you have any memories? I'm like, let me think for a minute. Yeah, I do have one. And now he's at peace now, which is really what's important.
Lauren, I was cleaning out the attic part, and I had to crawl over the attic fan and go over to that far eave, and there were 2 bats over there and a whole bunch of bat dung. So I've got to vacuum that up before the inspector comes.
You take the bat dung, put it on your plants, and then go get like some garlic and a wooden stake so they don't come back.
Okay.
You don't play with vampire bats. You just don't do that.
I remember one time
look in the video.
I remember one time I never
also had our ghost story. See, I told you.
We went in the basement and went in the painting room and went outside. Once and never told anybody.
The basement, right? She's in the basement right now.
What's in the basement? Yeah. We have lots of memories in there.
I have another confession that you guys should probably go. But
Yeah.
one time I was with Ellie. Oh, and I think I might have a Tillman or someone. Maybe it was Madison. I don't know. And I got this really cool idea because those downstairs basement stairs were pretty steep. And I'm like, hey, you guys want to go sledding down the stairs? And so we got like the cushions off the couches and we went sledding down the stairs. And it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. And then we went and put them back on the couches. And Grandma came in and she's like, these couch cushions are really getting worn out fast. I should maybe look and get some new ones. And I didn't tell her. Sorry, Grandma.
That makes sense.
Nothing to say.
I think I got after the kids big time for using those pillows, Lauren. I didn't know you were the instigator there.
Yeah, this is a Madison's idea.
You gotta be in the video.
I need to say something. I remember one time we were on Grandma's porch and we were in the little.
Oh, and then Neil.
The slide. The slide. I remember just keep sliding down and sliding down the slide.
I do remember that.
Are you in the basement?
I mean, I know it makes sense that you guys have a haunted house because you got bats like buried in there and like defaced Barbie dolls and stuff that Trey put in there. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, Trey. It's like you're just asking for ghosts to come in, I guess, apparently.
No Barbie dolls were possessed at the time.
You don't know that, Trey. What we do know is that you buried him inside the wall. You just don't do that.
The bats are on the other side of the screen. They're not really in the house. They're underneath the eaves, but on the other side of the screen.
Vampire bats, they can like turn into mist and go right through the screen. So there's no safety there.
Grandma, when are we gonna go to the front yard?
Well, we gotta do the basement first. And the piano room.
Finish the basement.
Right here.
Go ahead. And any memories of anywhere, go ahead.
Okay, I remember when I was chasing.
Hey, you guys, I think the kids want to talk about the basement. What are your memories of the basement?
Yeah.
Madison, why don't you go first? You're the oldest.
Me? Oh, okay. I remember doing art and Just Dance down there and playing the Wii, and we got really competitive. And I remember, I have so many memories down there. There are a lot of options. Oh yeah, the dirt room. I always thought there were snakes in there, so I never went in except for twice. I got dared to go in, I think.
So
and then
I thought there were snakes. I was actually scared of that place.
Totally haunted.
And then I remember doing art, and Grandma would always play her classical music while we would do art. And then, yeah, and I remember I drew some really, really weird drawings, and I thought I was incredible as a kid. So I remember that.
I saw your drawings, Madison. They were pretty incredible. You were right. You were right the first time.
Thank you. I don't know what are you laughing at.
Wait a minute, so what's going on? Is it still grandbabies or what?
Yeah, all right, who wants to go next? Catherine, you're the next oldest.
Hurry up, grandbabies.
Let's hear about your basement story.
Okay, Catherine wants a memory from the basement. I remember being scared of like the dirt room too. I never wanted to go in there because a lot of times I heard Grandma scream, and then she would come out and say there was a wolf spider, and she would say that they were that big, and so I'm like, I'm never going in there. Yeah, so I was always scared. She said they're like that big, and I'm like, gosh. The kids spent a lot of time on the Wii, right, you guys? Yeah, doing like Just Dance and
Just Dance. Guys, we got competitive.
Oh yeah.
Or watching basketball games with Poppy and Grandma, right?
Yeah. That was really boring. Kind of
Do you
boring.
guys remember?
And dress up.
Oh yes.
Like, dress up all the time.
You guys remember when Papa wanted to watch his basketball game and we were all up and awake and being loud, so he gave us some melatonin so we all fell asleep?
Oh yes.
The melatonin.
It was candy or something.
Yeah.
What happened?
He'd give you a chocolate milk, special sleeping chocolate milk.
Guys, when we first moved here, Dad was the mission leader in the ward, and he had a box full of Book of Mormons in our garage. And they had some lesson or something on being good missionaries, and Mindy took it to heart, and we just barely moved in, and she put a Book of Mormon in everybody's mailbox in the neighborhood. People didn't talk to me for a while. I wondered why. It took a while to get to know the neighbors. But they all have Book of Mormons. And now they love us.
Say something.
Good missionaries, she took it literally.
When all the parents left and had these two babysitters that watched.
Oh yeah, it was like a thunderstorm.
So Catherine and me, pretty much all the cousins were there. So Catherine and me were sleeping upstairs. But it was a really loud thunderstorm.
No,
so
we were the Zappy family was upstairs, and I think the stars were like downstairs.
And
Oh, this is like a wedding.
yes. So Catherine and me woke up. We went downstairs because it seemed, I don't know, we just wanted to explore. I wanted to explore what's going on. And then we noticed that our parents weren't there. Like, oh, where are they? And we went to where Katie, and then Katie came out of her room. And she's like, we can't find our mom and dad. Where is everybody? And then I looked downstairs, and I was like, oh, and they told me, like, it's time to go back to bed. And I was like, wow. And how old is everybody? Like, babysitting. Your parents left to go somewhere. I was like, no, not like this. And then we like some of us didn't really like it.
Orange tells
Yeah, but then she just like sleep in the piano room.
Yeah,
and
right
then,
on the floor on the
and we were just getting really uncomfortable because the storm was really loud and and then we finally all went to sleep, woke up, and all parents were there, and I kept them. And now, so I didn't really like that night.
Where were we? I don't remember that.
We went to a restaurant.
Oh, you was like during. Mom, you gotta unmute it.
How about the pool? Any pool memories?
Oh yeah, pool memories.
Yeah.
I have swim team.
Wait, Madison.
I remember like practicing diving in the pool.
So that was the worst. Okay, so we for the whole day to the pool. I think it was the Zappies, the Waldorfs, us, and the Moores came too. And we went. I think we had swim team, and they were gonna go swimming. And I put sunscreen on that morning, and we swam the entire day. And it was cloudy, so I did not reapply my sunscreen because I figured I was fine. And I was purple. That is how burnt I was. I turned purple. So, yeah, that was pretty great. It was really painful. I remember that. And the pool was a lot of fun usually, though.
Look at the skin difference.
They can't tell, Rachel.
I remember one time, I think it was the Starks and someone else. We did the Waldorfs and Zappies. And we went to the pool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Starks. So they had swim lessons. And then once we had to wait for them to be done swim lessons for Rachel and Grant to be done swim lessons. And so I was waiting for them. And then once they were done, Grant had already gone. He was gone on his bicycle. Oh yeah. And so me and Rachel were stuck, and we had to walk home by ourselves. And we were very old at all. So we were walking home all by ourselves.
And then didn't Uncle Trey come to get us?
What? No, we walked home all by ourselves, and I was just like, how old were we? I remember being really young. I don't think I was even eight yet.
I was pretty young.
Yeah.
Oh
Shauna, does Lauren want to tell us about the wreck?
Oh, well, yeah, that was like shortly after we moved to Raleigh. It was like, welcome to Raleigh. I was pregnant with Owen and Ellie was in a car seat, just like 2 years old. And we were going through the intersection on the way to the pool. Morning Dove and Old Deer, right?
Running Cedar.
Okay, and the one that just had the 2 stop signs and the other side was just keep going, no stop sign. And somebody was going through the neighborhood that hadn't been through a neighborhood before. They didn't realize that was not a 4-way stop. Thought it was a 4-way stop. We had the right of way. We're going through the intersection. She thought we had a stop sign, and she's going real slow, but she hit us. So she hit the rear of us, and we spun around. And I just kind of knocked my head just a little bit. Ellie kind of went back and forth in her car seat. And so we all went to the doctor to kind of get checked, and we were fine. But it was a little bit scary. And we just had a car that we bought with cash that was super old. What was it called?
But it was like brand new, only 20,000 miles on it.
What?
Only had 20,000 miles on it.
Only had 20,000 miles on it. It was like a grandma car. We loved it. It ran so great. But the insurance said that it was totaled, and we had to get it all redone, and we did. But yeah, fine. But that was kind of exciting. Welcome to Raleigh. You got in a car.
Lucky you guys were okay though. That intersection had some really bad accidents.
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad.
How we done with the room?
Yeah.
About.
Does Owen want to tell us about the snake bite?
Owen, you want to tell us about it? Owen was only 2 at the time, but and that's when we lived on Sandra Lane, just right up the street. But I was going back and forth. Ellie and Owen. So Ellie was like 4. Owen was almost 2, like 22 months, 23 months. And I was going back and forth into the kitchen sink to fill up the watering thing that I had. I was watering plants in the backyard. And Ellie and Owen were quote unquote helping me. And they kept going. On the deck was the like the air conditioning unit. Electrically, and they kept going behind it. And I didn't want them doing that. I felt like that was dangerous. So I kept telling them, no, don't go behind it, right? But every time that I go into the house, they would go behind it. So I come out, they've gone behind. I said, no, kids, get out, right? And I keep watering the plants, and then I'm done. And as we're going in, Owen just kind of, he just starts to fuss just the tiniest bit. And I'm like, what's going on? And he starts kind of shaking his leg. And I see one little prick of blood, just a little, little dot on his foot. Like, oh, did he get bit by something, And then he continues to shake it. And then long story short, it turns blue, it turns white, and he is screaming at the top of his lungs. And I called Lauren. I left a message. I couldn't get a hold of him. I called Mom. Mom hears the screaming. She's at the deli. Mom hears the screaming and just hangs up the phone and just rushes home to where I'm at. And I get a hold of Lauren. He's also rushing home, but Mom's closer than Lauren. And she picks us up and we go to the hospital. And at the time, I had no idea it was a snake because I didn't see it. I didn't know there was a snake back there. And so we get to the hospital, and I was telling them, I'm thinking it's a bug bite, like an ant bite. And the first person's like, oh yeah, maybe, and then the nurse comes to check him next, and she's like, no, I would say snake bite. I'm like, snake? So that was the hardest part about the whole thing. Hardest part was I had no idea it was a snake. So it took them about 4 hours to diagnose it. But it was a cool experience because Lauren and I both felt strongly impressed that it was a snake and that they should go ahead and proceed as if it were a snake. But they were very cautious, and we kept telling them, no, we feel strongly that you're right. We think it's a snake. And he had to spend the night at the hospital, and I stayed with him. And I had a talk the next day at church. This happened on a Saturday, and I had my talk all typed up, all prepared. I said, "Mom, you're gonna have to give my talk. Please give my talk." So she gets up there and says, "I'm giving Shauna's talk because Owen got bit by a snake." You know, the whole congregation is terrified. "Oh no, it's okay. He's just fine." And it wasn't until after this happened that I found out the most 2-year-olds that get bit by a snake don't even make it to the hospital. So I'm really grateful that I didn't know it was a snake, and I didn't know about that. So that was our little miracle.
Adult copperhead too. They can tell by the.
And then they put the medicine in the wrong hand, the hand that he put in his mouth to soothe himself. They put
the sucking finger, is that what you mean?
Yeah. They put the blood, whatever it was, in the wrong arm.
He kept taking the things off his hands, and the monitors kept coming off, and the nurse would come in and put it back on. Neither of us slept the entire night. I was very grateful to go home.
They wouldn't let him use that hand to soothe himself.
Well, now there's a walking trail by that big creek.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, he is the snake boy.
Yes, he is. He loves snakes.
Sarah, have any memories?
No. Want to tell us anything? Do you remember going to the museum?
I have lots of memories. I didn't know if you guys wanted me to keep going or if the kids wanted to go, but above the garage is where we lived, me and Lauren, when we first moved there.
Also haunted, by the way.
Lauren says it's also haunted.
Also haunted.
But above the garage, when I was pregnant with Owen, we were watching Harry Potter, and we had a DVD player where I could see, you know, the movie, how long it was lasting. And I kept watching that because I was having contractions. I could time my contractions by the movie. And so I knew that they were 20 minutes apart, and they were 10 minutes apart. And by the end of the movie, they were 5 minutes apart. And then they went away, and so I didn't think I was in labor. But several hours later, it was very evident that I was in labor, and so I went in. So it's just kind of funny. It's above the garage watching Harry Potter. So I had to wake Mom up at like 1 in the morning and say, "Mom, we're going to the hospital. You are in charge of Ellie."
Oh.
And we went in. And I called the doctor, and I was very calm over the phone as I told her that I was in labor, and she did not believe me. It took a very long time to convince her. "Yes, I'm in labor. It really hurts. Please, let's go to the hospital." And then when I got there and I was 6 centimeters, she's like, "Okay, now I believe you." I'm like, "Yes."
Oh. Sarah's haircut's cute.
Oh, Ben's haircut?
Good. Eldon looks a little bit like Lauren.
Donna, tell the story about when Lauren went to work that one morning.
Yeah, so Lauren goes to work, and he would go to work at FedEx at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm sorry, sweetheart, come here. And then I would go back to sleep, and every once in a while it would happen that, you know, he forgot something. He'd race back up the steps, and he'd open the door and just, you know, get the thing and then come back and lock it, right? And so one morning I'm kind of drifting back off to sleep, and I hear someone come up the steps, and in my mind, like, yeah, it's Lauren. He forgot something, and whoever it was just kind of jangled the door. And to this day, Mom and Dad think maybe it was a dream, right? And I guess I can't completely verify it, but I remember just waking up and realizing it's not Lauren. They don't have a key. That was someone trying to break in and calling the police.
And that's why we have the lock. We have another lock now up there. Isn't that when we put it up there, Char, the second lock?
Oh, the bolt? Yeah. The bolt.
We thought it was a dream, but we opened the door and no one was there. A dream, right? So I looked and saw.
I remember that because I was in my apartment and you called me at the crack of dawn and you were like, "Megan, are you at the house? Did you just try to come up and open the door?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm in bed at my apartment."
Oh, I really wanted to know. I was like, maybe it was, you know, Mom said, you know, maybe Megan's friends, you know.
Right, one of the Atkins. You thought it was like maybe one of the Atkins who knew where the key was. And I was like, I doubt it.
Yeah, I really wanted to know so I wouldn't be so unsettled about it. But all day long, we transferred me inside the house. I was too scared to be above the garage anymore. And I kind of felt dark inside and scared the whole day. And then Lauren got home from work and he gave me a blessing. And the darkness turned to light. Everything was fine. I actually have lots of spiritual experiences above the garage. I don't know. This is kind of a funny sections. I don't know if I should share them.
Oh, go ahead, Shauna.
Well, where am I supposed to look? Right there. Ellie keeps telling me I'm looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're looking at the ground.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah, that's better.
above the garage is where I lived when I was dating Lauren. I dated him for 2 weeks. We had our first kiss on the last day before I went to Raleigh. And then I went home for 6 weeks because that trip was already planned. I always came home every summer. And that was right before my second year of teaching school. So I'm home for 6 weeks, and I got the impression that I should read the Holy Temple, because I thought, one day I'm going to go to the temple, and I'd heard Boyd K. Packer talk about how this is a good book, right? So I read it that summer, and while I was reading it at nighttime, I got the impression you're going to marry Lauren.
Wow.
And we had only been dating, 2 weeks. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if I told anyone, but that's where I got. And I wasn't even praying about it.
Were you sharing a room with anybody up here?
I was sharing it with Angie, is my memory. Yeah. And that's also the room where when Lauren was in the military and when he found out that he was not going to be in the military anymore, it was really, really hard, to say the least. And it was a loss of a job, but really a loss of career, and we didn't know what we were going to do. And I was really scared. I was pregnant with Owen, and I was above the garage, and I cried myself to sleep. And
Shauna.
And I felt very alone. Lauren was gone, and Mom and Dad were in the house, and Ellie's in the house, and I was pregnant. I felt very, very alone and very scared about the future. A year after that, I was in sacrament meeting, and I was thinking about that. It was a hard experience for a very long time, to say the least. It was a year after it happened, and I got the impression. I was thinking about that experience. Who knows what sacrament meeting was about? I have no idea, but God knew what was on my mind, and as I was thinking about it, He said, that night when you cried yourself to sleep, you were not alone. I never left you.
Oh.
I needed that. I didn't know I needed that, but I needed to know that.
Gosh, Shauna, that's a beautiful story, honey. I know that was a hard time. Does Lauren want to say anything? We didn't know what to do, We knew it was a real difficult time.
We're okay. We're okay now.
Blackbird story I can make up.
Lauren, I know it was hard for you because you weren't joking as much, Lauren, I know it was hard for you because you're usually joking all the time.
What are you doing?
Somehow when God closes a door, another door opens.
That's right. That's right.
Doesn't always open when we want it to, but He likes us to have some faith.
It wasn't the right thing for us. It was very hard at the time, but it wasn't the right thing for us. Let's maybe go in.
Angie, if you need to go to that thing, go ahead, Ange.
Doug went. This is Lauren, so I just told him to give them my love, and he's gonna explain. So.
Okay.
So does anybody remember anything spiritual, like, Father's blessings or anything?
You didn't get those out.
Oh.
Do you remember, are we on adult time now, or are we still doing
Both,
grandkids?
right?
Well, does Mindy want to do her kids, or? What, Mindy?
I mean, I want to know.
If Catherine and Krista, they're the only ones left. The other kids said they were done. I think that Krista said she wants to hear Rachel's story about her arm.
Yeah, we all want to hear that one.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
First off, who are you chasing? A boy.
A married boy. Rachel, go ahead and tell a story. Or I'll tell it from my point of view.
I can help. I was there too.
Krista was there with Rachel, so she wants to.
So I was chasing Les, trying to beat him to his car. He went out the front door, and I went out the door by the garage, and I thought I could beat him if I ran fast enough. And I tripped in a hole, and my hand slammed against the car, and I had no idea what happened. And
anyway,
Krista was there. She's like, your arm. So, yeah.
And then
she had 2 elbows.
And then my mom also freaked out when I showed
Rachel
her.
had no idea though.
Yeah, I was
She had no idea.
trying to convince myself.
She's like, yeah, my arm hurts. So that's it.
And Krista was hysterical.
Oh, look, you're yummy.
And then I remember coming home at 1:30, and all the cousins ran into my room, looked at my arm, and gasped, and then ran back out.
Yep. You're like,
oh, man, that's bad.
And Krista stayed with her the whole time because she's a sweet, wonderful cousin.
Krista went to the hospital.
Yeah, I went to the hospital.
I remember. Didn't Annie and Les go to the hospital too with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Annie can't tell this part. Annie said. No, she's worse.
I remember Krista.
You were chasing him because you wanted him to stay.
Yeah, I remember Krista singing me "What doesn't keep make us stronger," and that actually helped a lot.
I remember Annie told me that that when they got to the hospital, they were in line at the ER, and they apparently did not think that her severely broken arm was an emergency, so they just had them wait in line. So Annie finally was like, we've waited long enough, and goes, nurse, I think she's going into shock. And Rachel was not going into shock, but Annie knew that would get the nurse's attention. So they were rushed to a room because that's my favorite part of the story.
I also
lessons from Annie on how to get medical
We
attention.
had Tic Tacs for you.
What?
We had Tic Tacs for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember also in the backyard, Grandma was trying to get me to go behind the trampoline and get wood for fire. And she just made it so I didn't want to go because she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a snake back there. And she just told me about the snake that could really hurt me. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going over there.
My mom used to mace snakes in the backyard.
She would cut snakes out. Try to cut
It's true.
it out.
Wait, Angie, tell us about this. I can see you miming something.
Wait. Also, we need to hear about Sarah. When Sarah got lost at the Children's Museum when Shauna and Lauren came there, it was like our family and the
Starks, I think.
No, when the Starks there?
No, it was just us. It was just
I
us
think it
and
was
the
just,
Dappies.
yeah.
We were going there and no one else could make it.
Well, was Megan there? Megan, were you there?
Was Megan there?
No. I remember very
Yeah, it was
clearly.
a year and a half ago, December. We went to Marbles, and we knew that Sarah's a wanderer, and so Mom was assigned just to Sarah, and she did great. She stayed with her the entire time, and it really was my fault, Mom. But we're in the bathrooms, and I'm helping with the kids that I'm assigned to, but Sarah's my daughter, so I'm helping with her too, and just not thinking about it. She's gone to the bathroom, she's washed her hands. Mom hasn't come out of her stall yet. Just not thinking about it, She finishes up, and I open the doors to the bathroom and say, okay, Sarah, there's the group, go to the group, but I'm finishing up with the kids that I'm assigned to, and then as soon as I let her go and I'm going over here, Mom comes out of her stall and she's like, where's Sarah? And I'm like, and it dawns on me, what was I thinking? And I open the bathroom door, she's not with the group. It was about 15 minutes, I think, before we found her. So I just start hyperventilating, go over to the I'm look really quick and I can't see her, so I go to the main desk and I think I was crying and I'm driving my daughter and Marbles is packing up. They're like leaving, done for the day, but now all the workers are looking for Sarah. We're describing her and telling her what she looks like. And at the end,
Poppy were in the streets looking for her.
we were right by the door.
Yeah, we're right by the door, so we're terrified she went out into the street. And as we're talking, at the end of the 10-15 minutes that it took, another family was also finishing up at Marbles, and they come over to me and they're like, "Is your daughter wearing such and such?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "We think she's right in the coat closet," which is just 10 feet away from where I'm at. And I go in there and she's just huddled like this, and she's like, "Surprise, Mom!" She was playing hide and go seek in the coat closet.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Hey, Angie, can we hear your Mace story about the snakes?
What?
The Mace story that you were miming to Tillman? I want to hear this.
Oh, just Grandma sometimes would get out her axe and she would chop off the heads of the snakes. I don't know why. But I just remember her with her axe saying she had just tried to chop off a head or something.
Now, I remember her macing the snake and the snake going way up high.
I just remember her saying there was a poisonous snake once. Maybe it was a copperhead. I don't remember.
Oh my God.
It was a copperhead.
Those three.
And you guys brought me the mace, and I maced it, and then I got the shovel and chopped it up.
I was a
mace the copperhead. Why not?
Yeah. Now the only time that's the only time I ever killed a snake here, except for the one a year or two ago we did with gasoline and bleach. That was in the front yard. And then we tried to put him in the creek.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Never did, and I felt bad. So we put him in the creek, hoping it would wash off of him. The next day we saw him belly up in the creek.
Yeah, but the best part of that story is that happened before the McBains came. And we were living in Mom and Dad's house at the time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was right. No, it didn't happen right before the McBains came. It happened while we were still living there. But then so this is months later, like 4 months later, the McBains come for Christmas, December, and all Mom says when they first get there is, "You know, we had this copperhead in the front yard, and don't worry, I killed it with gasoline." And then after that, Shauna was like, "I don't think I want the kids in the front yard."
Wait, I don't think I want to what?
She said, "I don't think I want the kids in the front yard." I'm like, "Mom, why did you tell them that right when they got here?"
But the best snake story is when we lived in the old house on Summer Glen, and Mindy had this boy that would go through the woods and travel 2 or 3 blocks, come to our back gate by our fence just to see Mindy. He was a cute boy, but I kind of worried about him coming to see Mindy all the time, you know. This is an elementary school. So I told her to tell him that I like to shoot snakes out the window. So the next time he came, I opened the window and got the BB gun out and was looking around. That poor boy never came back again.
Wasn't my mom there too? Didn't my mom yell, "Look at
Tammy!" I said, Tammy yelled at the window, like, "My mom's half blind." Yeah, I thought Tammy yelled, "My mom's half blind," right, Tammy?
I thought too.
He was a cute boy. I just didn't want Mindy getting serious. She was in elementary, though. She was cute as she could be, and he was a cute boy.
Oh my gosh, Mom, you're worried. I was like in 5th grade.
I know. But you know, this boy was coming a long ways just to see you, Mindy.
Mindy, didn't you make out the guy in a doghouse when you were like 2nd grade though?
Wait, what?
Didn't you make out the guy in a doghouse when you were like 2nd grade?
Oh, brother, that's the other house. I'm not talking about the other house, guys. What is it?
Yeah, we're talking about that.
Talking about this house first.
Okay, Mindy.
What was it? We'll talk about the doghouse later. Hey, Tammy does all her children every story about me. It's like, what about that? Bedtime stories about Aunt Mindy.
I will tell you and teach it, Monkey.
Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously.
Tell it.
No.
Not until it, man. You gotta chill out. I can't
You when we go to bed.
No. Oh, come on, Aunt Mindy. Come on.
What would the counter do?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right. Any more stories, grandkids?
Can I tell a doghouse story? I mean, no.
Oh, brother, man. I'll tell you later. Kristen,
Here, I'll FaceTime you guys. Here we go.
I want you to go organize the grandkids.
Okay.
all right. Any more grandkids? No.
I have one.
Oh, go Tillman.
Oh yeah. So I remember when it snowed, we always made the big like sled thing that was in the yard that we built from the stairs that went down. And I remember I was like so scared to go down it, and like Uncle Grant was like, "I'll go down with you." And so we were going down.
We have videos of that. We have a video of you going down.
I have a video of you going with Uncle Grant.
Yeah. So he goes, and Uncle Trey is at the bottom, and Uncle Grant's gonna toss me to him. So we go down, and Uncle Grant tosses me to Uncle Trey, and Uncle Grant just goes over my dad's car and just lands on the concrete. It was so funny. Yeah.
It was pretty great.
It was scary too.
Trey, who went over the car? No? No? Okay.
Actually, he went over the hill, and then Uncle Grant went down, and then Uncle Trey caught you.
Yes, caught him. That's right.
That's what they have here, flight car. Lego flight car.
Okay. That's a list. So we get sort of adult house story. Okay. Love you guys.
Bye, Madison.
Bye.
You can stay. You can, yeah. Or you can watch the video later.
Yeah. Oh, what if I change?
Yeah. We can watch it later, so we can all watch it. See how.
What if I change to play clothes or bathing suit clothes?
Right. You can watch that. Yes, get on it.
It's pajama time.
Wait. I won't die.
We take a break maybe for 20 minutes and let us put the rest of the kids' bed, or?
Go ahead.
So it's kind of.
Mom, I really want my pajamas.
Hey, Shauna, since it's videotaping, we'll have other people go first, maybe? Is that okay? Or no?
Sorry, what now?
That's a part of it.
Since it's videotaping, you want to have. Oh wait, is it muted? Sorry. No. Since it's videotaping, you want to have other people talk first while you put the kids to bed. Maybe, I don't know.
Other people in my family? Or?
No. I'm saying like maybe Tammy could talk first.
Oh, okay.
Right, since it's videotaping.
Or
no?
No, that's fine. I just didn't want to miss anything. I don't know.
You can watch it.
Let's just have we'll have Angie go first, and then we won't miss much.
Swear.
I think Angie's actually putting kids to bed right now.
Probably is, right. Okay, so Tammy or Mindy goes first. Where's Megan, by the way?
Yeah, I know. I was wondering the same thing.
I don't believe on it.
Mom, where's Megan?
Your mom.
Oh, Dad, where's Megan?
Megan's here in the room with us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I remember the jump rope story. That's probably one of my favorite memories. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like, who was it that started like a fake jump rope?
Oh, the fake jump rope. Well, the kids were talking about it, right? It was.
I remember Lauren's the last one to join, so it wasn't Lauren. It must
No, I think it was Dan.
Doug or Dan. I want to say Dan.
Dan and was it Dan and Grant or Dan and Grant?
Oh yeah, that was so funny.
Lauren.
And then Dad jumped in, and then Lauren jumped in, and Trey jumped in.
Yeah, oh, that's right, Trey too. Yeah.
Yeah, Because Trey was like, "Where's the jump rope?"
Ray.
Oh, so funny.
That's such a great video. We ought to like have an attachment to it from this.
I don't. Yeah, because we have that video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could upload it onto YouTube.
I know we have that Dropbox. I gotta figure out how to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was really fun to live with you guys there. So like, I lived there at the same time as Dan and Mindy did for a while. Do you remember that, Mindy? That was really fun. Shauna and I lived there together for a little while.
That's right.
Living there with Mom and Dad, I just, you know, I mean, it's young marriage. I thought that was kind of fun. I hope my kids do that with me for a little while. I don't think they will because we've moved so much, so we don't have a place, but they come home. But, you know, I thought that was kind of fun. And that we were close enough that we could do that and not kill each other, you know?
I did think that was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was fun even when we weren't living with Mom and Dad. We were just living up the street because whenever anyone would come to visit, I was right there, and so you know I'd come every day to see everyone. You know, it was fun being around.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Wait one second. Linwood.
Oh, that was fun.
Doug, you remember we used to do the drinking every night with what was smoothies or something, right? Remember we watched a show and we pick a word and we drink every time.
I remember yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Tammy and Shauna talking about here. That's some kind of special drink. I want to say it wasn't smoothies. It was like
Martinelli's.
It was like ginger ale or
yeah. And Ellie, she loved the fancy cups. We all had a fancy cup, and we'd pick a word and watch a show, and down it every time.
It was like watch Frasier or something.
Frasier, yeah.
Pick a word, and we'd have to have it. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I remember Doug being sick, and so he'd like be asleep on the floor like all the time when we were together, like doing stuff. And we would think, what, are we boring? I mean, he falls asleep like every time he comes over here.
I'll say that one of the memories I have of your parents' house was how comfortable the floors were. It was really fun.
You were right next to the fireplace. I remember.
One of my most embarrassing moment actually of my entire life happened to that house with Doug. I was not getting a lot of sleep, so it was my fault. And I got upset at William and pretty much dragged him down the stairs from the basement and put him in our car to go to bed. And I was basically delirious, and Doug saw me do it all, and Doug was like, I don't really think that's a good idea, and I'm pretty sure I told Doug to shut up.
I remember yesterday. That's also my most embarrassing moment in that house. Was that the same one? I'm gonna pull it on the wall.
I actually remember where we were. Doug was like standing like in front of the door to the basement, and I just anyways, that was not one of my greatest moments.
Yeah, I remember that day, Mindy.
I'm sorry, Doug. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I remember when Grant and I were dating.
We do it all the time at our house.
We do it all the time.
When Grant and I were dating, one morning he showed up pretty early, like 6:37, and Mindy was off to work, and she doesn't like being awake at 6:30 or 7. And
First off, it was much later in the day.
Grant comes up the driveway and says, "Good morning, Mindy," and she says, "Shut up." So I guess that's like a common thing.
Anyways, that's like the only time in my adult life I've ever used that word. Like twice, both at my brother-in-law's. I'm serious. You can ask my kids. I don't say that.
You said
but like I did say it to Doug, and I did say it to Grant.
Actually, I have to say, knowing Grant, I think he's the kind of person who just solicits that response from people. So, I mean,
Wait. My favorite part of the story, though, is Auntie telling me later, "Don't worry, I talked to Doug and told him that when a woman is angry like that, you stay away and you do not talk to them."
it was when she dragged me.
Now, wise words from Angela.
Was that when I was on paternity leave?
Wait, what? What is that? What did he say?
Was I on paternity?
Wait. Say it again.
Was that when I was on paternity leave and you
Oh,
were all at your parents?
Oh, yes, you probably were, because you were around a lot.
You were around a lot.
Why do you say it like that, Mindy?
Oh, I have a memory. Where you guys were always playing Catan forever, for like months and years, whatever it was. And when I finally was like, I'm gonna try to learn this game, you guys played for like 2 weeks and you never played again.
It took everything out of us to teach you how to play that game.
I guess so. I was so bummed. Let's play Catan. You guys like, no, I don't want to play.
This wasn't as fun anymore.
Kaylee, I have the exact same dress.
This one?
Yeah.
Is it from like that?
Okay.
That place?
Yeah.
Those were some fun Catan games, and usually it seemed like Doug or Angie would sneak up at the end and win.
Yeah, they were teaming up on it.
They teamed up with each other, yeah.
And talking about you guys living with us, I remember after 9/11, things were kind of scary. And I think Tammy lived with us a little bit after 9/11, didn't she? And Mindy.
Yep.
And it was kind of a scary time. And then another time I remember when people lived with us, we had the deli, and I know I've probably told this story before, but we realized we weren't making any money, and we went through all of our savings, and we were down to almost nothing. And my patriarchal blessing said I would always have enough, and I just told God, I'm going to believe that we're going to be okay, even though I didn't know where the money was going to come from because we were almost all out. And that's when Tammy and Shauna needed to come live with us, and they paid the utilities and helped, and I think they paid most of the food, and we were able to make it, until Dad got a job with IBM a couple years later. But the deli didn't make money. I used to save my tips, maybe $2 or $3, and put them in on the way to the deli for gas, just to have gas to go up there, But God did take care of us, so you guys living with us was a blessing.
I remember going on a mission and praying in the MTC that the deli would sell, and it sold within weeks.
Oh, yeah. That was a blessing. Oh, gosh. Did you get you and Megan some?
I didn't realize that, Megan. So that's one of the blessings of your mission. Is this?
Yeah. I remember that now. I
I remember telling Heavenly Father, if my family gets no other blessings, please let the deli sell.
I remember thinking it's never going to happen, even when it was sold and they were going to take over in a week or two. I'm like, something's going to happen. It's not going to end. But it did.
We did love there, though. It was fun when we lived in Raleigh to come to the deli and eat.
Yeah. The grandkids like the cookies.
Ellie remembers the deli.
It was good food, I have to admit.
Yeah, the cookies were definitely the best. They were good.
That sounds like
Angie, Shauna, do you guys remember that video that we did in the den? And you guys were like modeling. I remember Shauna had on like a hat or something, and you guys were real serious, and you were like walking down the hall and then turning and walking back. Do you guys remember that?
Was I wearing the purple dress?
I don't know, Angie. What was she wearing?
We did stuff like that every once in a while, so I don't remember.
But this was on video.
Video. I remember the purple dress. We all put the purple dress on to pose for it.
What was the purple?
I did too.
You'll have to show me the video.
I don't remember putting the purple dress.
I destroyed them all.
Didn't Trey learn how to walk in high heels in the kitchen?
And I had to learn how to work on high heels, Trey. Did the girls teach you?
It was just natural, Mom. They're not very difficult.
I remember a special anniversary. We did a dinner and a dance for Dad and Mom in the computer room, the fireplace room.
Oh.
Remember that?
I remember Trey and Angie weren't they waiters or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember Angie being a waiter. I couldn't remember Trey, but Angie was a waiter with her glasses that were fake that she loved to wear.
Yes, I love those glasses.
The correct word usage would be waitress. Waitress. Okay, a waiter is masculine. A waitress is feminine, right?
Thank you.
Well, I actually I made like a little list. You want to hear them really quick? They're not that many.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I only that the room that was Megan's old room, like when the last room she lived in, which is Mom and Dad's closet now, right? Yes. That room we when we first moved there, we had the four girls there for a while. And then Megan and Trey were on the other side of the bathroom. And then the room that was the very, very end, that was the room that Trey came in and woke me up one morning and I punched him in the face. Okay, another memory is the piano room. The piano room was actually my very favorite room. So Mom didn't put curtains in that room for quite a while. When I was in high school, there were no curtains in that room. It was all white room. It was really, really bright. I loved that room. Another memory is the kitchen. Mom and Dad had the benches in the kitchen, and I loved the bay window. When I come home from school, I would lay on the bench, and I would take a nap, like for an hour on the bench, laying down.
Oh, Mindy, I didn't know that.
And then let's see, another memory is the dining room. I don't really remember us eating really in there when I was in high school. So this is all my memories from till I went to college. And so my memories of that room were that we just used it for a sewing room. And I pieced together the quilt that I made for college in that room.
And you were up all night.
Yes, I still have that quilt in the closet. And then my other memory from just one more, is the Josie. We haven't mentioned Josie yet. Josie was in the backyard, and I don't remember when she died. When was it? When Trey was on this mission, maybe?
I was in high school.
Oh, and Flossie died at that house too, right? Yeah, Flossie died
here too.
Megan killed the gerbils there too.
No, the gerbils were at the old house.
You did not have gerbils at that house.
Killed them at the old house, my bad.
And the ones that Tammy called me gerbil killer for were at the old house. The gerbils that died in this house were my gerbils, and they ate each other. Didn't you get a rabbit turd in that house? That was Angie, and I think that was the old house.
No, it was here.
She dropped her nerd. She picked up a rabbit turd.
Angie, that was at the old house, right?
Yes.
No, that was at the old house. I remember. She picks it up. She's like so excited to put all these nerds in her mouth, and then all of a sudden, she's like, ah! And her mouth really wide, and we can see the poop coating all over her mouth.
It was gross. It took a while. Are we all just sharing stories now of any memories that we have?
Yeah. Turns to Angela.
What?
I think we're taking turns. Go ahead.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so I have a memory. This was so I have some happy and sad ones. So when Tammy left for college, I remember going to the closet of our room and just bawling. I just would cry, and I would cry.
Mom, it's okay.
Like now.
I just
Angie, I remember that. Remember we went to church and just cried. Go ahead.
What?
We went to church just crying.
She broke.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I do remember going to the closet some nights, and I'd written a message or something to Tammy, or Tammy had written her name in the closet. I can't remember. I just remember crying. A good memory that I have is when Mom and Dad would go out of town sometimes and leave Tammy in charge, and we would watch Newsies like all night long. And it's when we had a couch where a bed came out, and we would sleep in the living room and watch Newsies and dance and flip over the couch. I remember that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That sounds fun.
That was a lot of fun. And then I remember having testimony meeting there once when we were all, when a lot of the cousins were a little older, and I don't know if they remember this. We had a testimony meeting in the living room, and then the girls sang a song.
I do remember that.
Remember that? I don't remember which song they sang, but I just remember thinking, oh, this is just a beautiful moment.
It was glorious.
Was it
glorious?
Something like that. It was glorious. I love that. I remember that.
Sorry, that doesn't help.
Oh, I do remember when Tammy left. We all cried. I think we cried for 2 weeks. And then she came back at Thanksgiving. Dad surprised us. And then
I remember that.
And then she came back at Christmas. And then we realized she came back this summer to work that wasn't so bad. They come back. So when Mindy left, we loved Mindy, but we were okay with people leaving by then. So we didn't cry for 2 weeks. We missed her terrible, but we realized people come back.
It's the
No
same.
one missed me. It's okay.
Actually, when Mindy came out and joined me, I did cry.
You're such a liar.
I
realized our family's not over with, even though you guys left and went to college, and even though you guys got married. Trey thought it was the end of the world when the first one got married. I love all those pictures, and Trey's cheeks are all red.
I was crying too.
And then when I got married, I was crying.
No, it's because
we thought Grant was taking Tammy away.
I got married 4 months later, and no one cried.
Because we thought that we weren't going to see Tammy as much anymore. We thought that Grant was taking her away.
And so you learn that no, your family just grows. You have more people to love.
There could be other reasons too, Mom.
People, 4 months.
I remember.
She got married 4 months later. We were already over it.
No, we were excited, Mindy. Your wedding was a lot of fun. We look forward to it. The boys did the brick pavers. That was a lot of work. Grant and Dan did.
Oh yeah,
Most of that.
when we got married. Yeah, that was
Yeah. We did that for your
We did that
wedding
as a
reception.
family.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot to mention one thing. I received my patriarchal blessing in the piano room.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Who was the patriarch?
Your dad.
It was my dad, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was in the piano room. So.
I didn't know that, Mindy.
Didn't someone else get it the same time as me?
I got my patriarchal blessing by Grandpa as well, but it was in Utah.
Oh, in Utah.
How about Tammy? Did Tammy get yours from Dad?
Tammy, where did you get yours? Were you at the house too?
Remember, were you at the
I was at the old house, guys. I got it when I was 13. And I actually went down to the old house and on Mockingbird. And Grandma and Grandpa were there for a little while for some reason.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
was there.
Yeah.
I remember sleeping there one night. It was empty.
With Mom and Dad. Well, all the patriarchs you guys have gotten were people that my parents loved. My dad loved Ralph Ingram, and I remember going with Trey and Angie to get theirs from Ralph. And then Jim Stevens loves our family. He and Dale were best friends, and that's how he came into the church.
Who's Doug's mission president?
He's Doug's mission president. So all the patriarchs have been people that we know and love. Jim Stevens, whenever I go by him in the temple and he's doing sealing, he stops. Now there goes an old Raleigh. Jim's so funny.
Wait. So who did Trey get his from?
Trey and Angie went together to Ralph Ingram's house to get theirs. They got married the same time.
Brother Ingram, and Brother Ingram married too.
Dad, I don't know if Dad married Brother Ingram, but Brother Ingram was Dad's counselor.
Didn't Brother Ingram marry one of our siblings?
Yes, he did. He did. Who did Ralph marry?
Us.
Me.
Who? Shauna?
Me.
You didn't do Angie?
Yes.
Angie. Oh, Angie.
You, Angie?
Yeah.
And and Tammy and Graham.
Okay.
So bad it was just Brother Thornton that did mine.
Brother Thornton, my daddy married brother and sister Thornton.
Oh, cool. I was thrilled that he did it.
Yeah, Brother Thornton is a sweetheart.
Brother Taggart did ours. He saw.
We start doing stories about the home.
He picked it, and he doesn't usually do weddings.
Guys, my mom has a story about when she and Mindy were in college.
Okay, let's hear that.
Is it the Christmas gift story?
It's the Christmas gift story. Go on, Mom. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, so I go out. Andy joins me at college, and it's Christmas time, and
Right there.
Megan.
Right there. I was on the banister.
Megan calls.
I mean,
and I'm talking to her,
mantle.
and we're talking about Christmas and how excited we are that Christmas is coming up, and I'm going to be coming home. And Tim, I already have 11 presents for you, and I have one for Mindy too.
What? Maybe call her at college. I have got 11 presents for you, Tammy, and I've got one for Mindy too.
Didn't I say something? Didn't I make a phone call and say something like, "I can afford to bring only one of you home, Tammy. Do you want to come?" or something like that?
What a cruel joke to an already living.
Yeah, I believe it.
Poor Mindy, man. Poor Mindy.
Tell me stories about the house, Angie. Go.
I remember. Wait, let me tell a quick story. I'll give it to Angie. I remember once coming home, and Dad and I had been gone for something. We go into our bedroom, and over by our phone are these notes written, and it's some notes you girls were calling guys and acting like you were doing a survey and trying to find things out. Do you remember that? Going into my room.
Yeah, Tammy would have me do that to the guys she liked.
Well, tell us about that, Angie.
Oh, it was so much fun. It was when I was kind of a ham, and I think I did accents too, and it was just really fun conversations. I remember one guy did answer most of the questions, and I don't remember his name, but I remember Tammy liked him a lot, and they would write each other. I remember reading some of his letters.
It's like AJ or something.
I don't remember, but he was. I don't remember which guy he was.
Steve.
Anyways, it was fun. He was fun. It was Steve. Steve. Is that what you said? Yeah. He was fun.
Didn't Trey let Megan out the window with sheets in that house?
Yep, this house right here, this window.
That's what I thought.
Above the garage. It wasn't a sheet though. It was a piece of material, and it was really long. I don't remember why we had it. He tied it around my waist, and he tied it around the 2x4 that was around the door, because this was all construction site up here.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
But don't worry. After he let me out the window, he saved me.
Ow! Brought her back up.
I remember climbing out the window of our bedroom next to the attic, the one to the right of the attic when you come down from the attic.
Climbing out of that window? How'd you climb out?
What?
I just remember being daring one day, and I just hung from it for a little bit, and I came back inside.
Oh gosh, Angie, that sounds dangerous.
Are you talking about the one that faces the basketball goal?
No. No, the one that faces the front yard.
In the attic? The attic window, though, it faces the
attic.
No, not the attic. The attic's really high. It was the.
We were getting at.
It's the bedroom where you come down from the attic, the bedroom on the right.
Oh, the one where your kids used to sleep. Oh, you hung out that window one time.
Wait. You're saying just for fun, just to see if you could do it. Climbed out of a window and hung from it.
I think that was 11 or 12. We had shortly moved there, and my mind just wasn't as sharp, I guess, then. And I thought, this isn't that high. I bet I could jump if I go out of the window and just get my body down. I bet I'll be even closer to the ground. I could probably jump. And then I realized that once I got totally out of the window, I was like, no, this is kind of high.
No, give it now. I'll do it. Oh my gosh, yeah, you would have been 11 or 12. Yeah, because when we moved there,
I was 9.
When we moved there, it was November 1992.
Yeah, I was 11, and then I turned what? No, I was 10. I was 10, and I turned 11 because I was in 5th grade.
Oh yeah.
I remember that for 5th grade, I was doing the pull-ups, the hot bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I practiced a lot. Dad had put a bar in the basement for me, and I practiced a lot, and I just thought, oh, I can easily climb back in because I'm super strong. And I did, but it was stupid.
Oh, wow. Okay, 2 quick stories, and I gotta start getting kids to bed, and then I'll come back. So I remember dancing. Remember we talked about dancing in the living room? I remember we would all dance with Trey so that he could practice knowing how to dance with a girl. And when I was just about to be 18 and go to college, Trey turned 12 and started going to, he turned 14, started going to dances. And I want to say it was only one dance that we were together on, and we got to dance together, and it was really fun.
Mom, that gave me
Yeah. And then one other random story that I was thinking of, I was actually telling this to Lauren lately because it's just kind of funny, but when I was a teenager, I was a girl. I thought a lot about my future husband, and I always wondered, where is he at? What is he doing? I would go out on the front lawn on a pretty regular basis on the grass, and I would sing Somewhere Out There. The kids don't know that song, but you guys know that song. I would sing that, and I would think about my future husband.
Is that a music band?
Sing it, Shauna.
I bet Lauren was singing it somewhere too, Shauna.
No. One time though with the kids, he told me, he's like, yeah, that kids, when I was little, I used to go up my front lawn and I would sing Somewhere Out There, and I'd think of my future wife, and I'm like, really, honey, you really did? He's like, no, I didn't.
That reminds me of a time that Tammy had someone come and was on a date with her or something like that, and all Dad said was, he didn't even say hi, how are you doing, or anything. All he said was, what time will you be home? And he, I don't know what the guy said, 11 or whatever. Dad said, I'll see you at 11, and then Dad turned around.
I don't think he liked thinking his girls were going to get married and leave. He didn't like the thought of that.
I remember going out with Jeff Maxwell. He only took me out on one date. Mom asked him if his tires were well filled up or something like that.
No, I asked him how many wheels were on his car. I thought I was serious.
Yes, he was so nervous, and he never asked me out again after that. Not meant to be.
Wheels are on your car.
Mom and Dad never talked to my dates. I don't remember them interviewing them.
Every single one.
Hey, my dad has already hit me so many threats. I am so scared.
Trey, you remember when you had appendicitis and you threw up all over the kitchen?
I remember having appendicitis and being in crazy pain.
I've never seen so much throw up before in my life. The whole kitchen floor was covered.
I didn't realize I don't remember throwing up. for that anyway.
It was at that moment, Dad and Mom were about to leave to go play cards with some family, and your stomach had been hurting, and Mom was like, "Oh, he's fine, he's fine." And then you just started puking, and it was everywhere. And that's when Dad said, "Okay, I think we need to go to the hospital."
Wait, Maddie.
Yeah?
You're 15, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I
know.
Something. 16 in like 5 months. I remember when I was getting ready for prom. And yeah. And hey, I can't see. Hey, Doodle. You guys can. Hey, can you? Fine, I'll find it. It's fine. It's fine. Totally fine. Yep, totally. Alright, so I remember I was getting ready to go to prom and I was a little nervous. I had heard that one of my good guy friends was gonna ask me. He was gonna ask me at seminary Friday morning. It was Josh Spears, Devin Gilder's best friend. And I was really excited, and it was the night before he was gonna ask me, and then Thursday night, what was his name? The Brooks boy? Robert Brooks asked me. And even though I knew Josh was going to ask me, Mom would always tell me, whoever asks you first, that's who you say yes to. So I said yes to Robert, and he was kind of quiet, and people picked on him a lot. But I thought, well, this would be a great opportunity to get to know him better. And Tammy was helping me get ready for prom. She told me that I could wear her dress.
Wait, what dress did you wear?
That Tammy, I don't remember what I did. And she said I couldn't wear her dress. And I was like a little hurt, and so I ended up wearing Mom's engagement dress. And I went and I had a great time. And when I got home, after Tammy had met, Robert and had seen us off, I remember I got home and she was like, just complimented me, and it made me feel really special. Calm down. It's okay. Sorry, it just was a lot. She was like, Mom's tired. Mom's tired. I'm tired. I didn't get any sleep this week. Girls can't go later. No sleep.
Now, why did she compliment you, Angie? I don't understand. Why did she compliment you?
Because I could have gone with Josh. People picked on Robert. He wasn't.
He was a sweet boy.
A sweet boy, but I chose to go with him, and I remember her complimenting me because of that. It meant a lot.
And he's doing well, Angie. We saw him.
He's doing so great. I mean, he's a lawyer, I think, and he's doing awesome.
Yeah, in Stacy's ward in Chapel Hill, and I think he had a child or two, and Gertz was in that ward, and it looked like a good.
Yeah, he's a totally different person. Like, just gained a lot of confidence.
And that was the right thing to do, Angie. You did the right thing.
Oh, I had a blast. I had so much fun. You taught us well, Mom. He was a good kid, and I had a ton of fun.
Well, that's good.
Can I ask a favor real quick?
What?
Can I ask you guys a favor real quick, like everyone?
What?
Yeah. Okay. So I am starting driver's ed tomorrow. I am terrified. Please pray for me. So yeah, that's all.
No. We need to pray for the citizens of Utah. That's what we're gonna pray for.
I'm not the greatest driver. I mean, I'm only 15, but I can drive in half of the people in Utah. That's not that hard.
Well, I don't. Dad mentioned it briefly earlier, but I have fond memories of Dad giving us Father's blessings faithfully every single year. And every year he would ask us about our goals, and he would follow up during the year. And the room that Dad and Megan and Mom and Jeff are in right now, above the garage, that is where I received a blessing just like a couple of days before I was married, because I was really, really nervous. And that's what helped me I was calm after that, and I wasn't nervous to get married.
That's awesome.
Oh.
There's somebody behind you in the kitchen.
Minnie, you're in the new house. I just realized that.
Yeah.
You want to show us anything, Mindy? Can you show us or no?
Well, no, not right now. We're talking about your house for now. We will later, though, I promise.
Oh. Is he going to bed or do you need someone going to bed?
What?
Do you need someone going to bed? Matt, Kaylee, Night, Tillman, love you guys.
Oh, Kaylee and Tillman are going to bed. Okay.
Here. Is that Sarah?
That's Sarah.
The kids are going to bed. Sarah, you're supposed to be in bed, girl. Go to bed. Mind your mom.
Oh, hers is on TV. I see.
There's another kid in the refrigerator.
That's a.
How do we make those videos bigger?
And Megan.
Bigger?
You just click on it. That's Owen. He doesn't
Oh, you click on it. Oh, I see. Oh, wow, that would have been nice to know.
Okay, can I share something else? Can I share something else?
Hey, Aunt
I got some stories. I got some stories.
So I can't believe that Aunt Jessica is actually having a baby girl.
Ian.
Go ahead, Trey.
Oh, okay. So the ones that I remember, if I'm coming downstairs, I remember one night when Madison was in my room. There was one morning where she woke up screaming, crazy, and she was really, 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 really upset. And it wasn't like a normal cry. And then Grant busted into the room. It was really dark, and I yelled to Grant to turn the light on because I couldn't get her out. She was stuck. And so Grant, when he turned the light on, and Madison had wedged her hand in between the bars and the wall. And if we had picked her up, we probably would have broke her in her little arms. I remember that. I remember every time Shauna came home from college, we would always watch Star Wars. I love that. That was a blast. Let's see. I remember Angie and I used to always fight over using AOL.
That's right, AOL Messenger. Is that you're talking?
Fought about it all the time. So if I came downstairs one night, if Angie was on, I would just wait. And I'd wait and I'd wait and I'd wait. And eventually she would go to bed and then I could get on. And vice versa. We used to do this all the time.
Wait, but my favorite though is that Mom took the keyboard away, and I was down there one time, and Angie was using the mouse and copying letters, individual letters, and putting it into Messenger and going back and forth to write the messages to her friend. I was like, that is major dedication right there. I was like, I remember that.
It was the first message. It was like 15.
Trey, do you remember?
Napster.
Yes.
We download music, and I remember the first songs that we downloaded. The first one that I downloaded was "Cake," "The Distance."
And I have that song memorized still to this day.
I played it over and over and over again. I remember one time Dad was making a fire in the fireplace. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Dad kept getting lazier and lazier with his fires when we were younger. And so he started using accelerants to get the fire going.
Yep.
So this one time, Dad's making a fire. And we had a fire the previous day. And so Dad has like a crap ton of gasoline. Okay? Dad is planning on dousing the fire or the wood with gasoline, but he's not thinking about the previous day's fire. And so Dad throws on this gasoline and it lights up immediately. And Dad's like, oh crap, and starts to close the door and almost has this shrapnel of that. Remember, the front door was glass. And so it has flames coming. So he gets it to basically close at the same time that it just all ignites. And this, I mean, the fire went out the top, went out the sides, like super far. And that was crazy. Yeah, he almost killed everyone in the house.
It also burned all the hair off my arm.
I remember that.
What else? What
Trey,
else?
you remember? I don't remember where Mom and Dad were every Halloween, but me and you used to watch some really scary movies on Halloween.
We started trying to watch like Halloween, Friday the 13th.
Yes, we watched some really scary movies, and I remember.
Here, because the TV was upstairs.
We were not allowed to watch that.
Yeah, and
No, you guys got to watch shows that we never were allowed. Like
We didn't know they were
We didn't know you were watching them.
Mom and Dad were consistent with The Simpsons, though, Mindy.
Which is funny because a few years ago, I was like, episodes. Fabulous show.
Yeah, Kent.
But Trey, you remember that one year where you came and you woke me up and you're like, Megan, come here. We had just finished watching one of the Halloweens, and you take me outside, and the music from the movie Halloween is playing in like on our street. Remember? So one of the neighbors up the cul-de-sac was playing it.
Scary song.
Hey, speaking of Halloween, that's the first place my kids ever went trick-or-treating was at that house. And it was Catherine and Kaylee, remember? And they went across the street to Sue's house and her son. This is the very first house. Kaylee and Catherine are these cute little kids.
Yeah,
It's like Catherine is like 2 years old, so Kaylee is 1.5, I guess. Anyways, yeah, Kaylee's like Little Red Riding Hood. They're super cute. They get into the house, their very first house, and Sue's son is dressed in like
a gorilla,
a gorilla
hat.
Like a gorilla outfit. No, the whole thing.
No, he had a gorilla mask.
Like I remember him being in a whole
we have a picture.
And they were crying. They never wanted. They didn't want to go to any more doors. I felt so bad for them. Like Kaylee and Catherine were traumatized.
It was outside.
But I don't remember. I don't remember Tammy being there for some reason.
Good.
Uh-oh. We lost somebody.
Maybe Tammy was in Utah by then. Were you in Utah by then, Tammy?
Yeah, when was this?
So Catherine, it would have been right before we moved to Delaware. And Catherine was like 2.5. Kaylee was 1.5. It would have been 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 2005.
Yeah, I was in Utah.
Oh, you were in Utah. Okay.
It was in 04, January of 04.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I remember Madison's first Halloween was there, and Dad and I dressed her up as Pebbles.
No, that was me and you.
I was you, Megan. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we got an outfit together, and we put a little bone, I think, in her hair.
I was involved in that also.
Yeah.
Like Dad was involved. Yeah. Anyway,
did you buy the bone? I think it was a dog bone.
Go to the store and like get a bone for her hair. It was really
cute. And I took pink material and I cut it up and I
perfect. It was so cute. She was like 1. Yeah. I was like that. And so we were just so excited to take. I mean, I don't take my 1-year-olds trick or treating, but we were just so excited there was a grandbaby to take trick or treating.
Right.
It was fun.
Didn't you guys stand in line to hold me when I was first born?
Oh yeah, we all fought over you.
Trey would run out onto the driveway when we would come. Where's the baby?
Yeah, I remember when Madison spit up all over his face.
Yes. That was in the family room where Dan wanted to get caught. You guys remember all the basketball games? Though? We haven't even talked about basketball. Dad had the lines on the driveway, and we would like play lightning, and we'd have like, we played teams like against each other all the time. I remember when Dan and I were dating, we would play basketball all the time with like Grant and Dan. It was fun.
Yeah, who would win those games?
Very funny. I'm trying to remember other memories from that.
Who was the best shot?
Remember the man across the street used to sit out there and watch you guys. Well, I remember seeing Doug's truck on the driveway a lot, when he'd bring home Angie from work, and Angie would just say, oh, we're just friends. But that truck would be out there for a long time. They'd be out there talking, and I'm thinking, this is more than just friends. I don't think anybody's listening, but that's okay.
No, I remember that because I remember Doug being in the truck too, and they'd just be talking all the time. Like, what are they talking about?
Doug is trying to talk here, guys.
You know, I wish I could say that there was more going on, but it was really just talking there for most of the time. Yeah.
We know, Doug. It's okay. We were watching you. We know you were talking.
That's great.
We can't say the same for Tammy and Grant's conversations on the trampoline.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
There's little people still around here.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other memories.
How about the parade?
Oh, you guys haven't mentioned Mr. Schramm. Remember Mr. Schramm in the backyard? So we
Yeah.
We first moved there, and Megan was only 5 years old, and she would scream all the time. And he would say, "Can you scream a little louder?" And then Megan would just scream louder.
She thought he was serious. I was very literal, child.
And then one time we were out there, and he called the police because he said we were too loud. I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
What was his name?
Oh, no, it was my 16th birthday party, right?
Yeah, and I think Julie Helmer was kidding him on the trampoline.
Yeah, and he said we were being too loud. So, yeah.
He called the cops on us all the time.
But his name wasn't his name Mr. Schramm?
I don't remember that.
He was the only one kicked out of the neighborhood pool for good.
I thought his name was Mr. Schramm, and then the joke was we called him Mr. Scram.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, Mindy, you're the only one who remembers that. I do remember he wasn't the kindest neighbor.
He was
Yeah, he was mean. Well, Flossie was brought up. I remember the day before Flossie passed away, I remember having a feeling that she was going to die. And so I remember opening Mom and Dad's window in their bedroom, and I was looking down at her cage, and I was talking to her and telling her that I loved her, and that that she's been such a wonderful bunny, and just I think I had a conversation with her for a couple minutes, and then anyways, the next day I walked down to her cage and she had passed away.
Oh, did you know she was old, Megan?
No, I just remember having a feeling, like I was really young. I was like 9, but I just remember having a really strong feeling that she was going to die.
Okay.
Yeah, to make the story even better, Megan calls Tammy up. We're at college, and Megan's crying, and she's telling Tammy that Flossie has died, and then Tammy says, "Megan, this is timing. Easter is coming up. We can have Flossie for Easter dinner."
Tammy did it.
Mindy, this year for Christmas, I'm going to get you 11 gifts. I'm going to get Tammy one.
Yeah. Remember when we buried Flossie? What was it? The next year, a beautiful flower came up.
That is true. I remember that. Yeah.
Fern.
It only came back that year. Yeah. It's funny. Tammy picked on me a lot and called me a gerbil killer and told me I was going to eat my bunny, and yet I still love her so much.
All right, and now that Shauna's back, let's tell the story. Okay, this happened in the bedroom where it was Megan's old bedroom. We always called it, right? So that's Mom and Dad's laundry room now, right? They changed. So we were in that room, and Shauna walks in, and that's when Shauna said this famous quote, "If you lose," and that's when Tammy told her, "What if you snooze, you lose me."
And Mindy, we were at a baseball game.
That's right, we were at a baseball game.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. That's when Shauna was smiling really, really big. Okay, well, yeah, I'll tell that story later, I guess.
The basement, the garage door.
Why don't you tell all these stories?
Oh, that was?
Shutting.
They're different in your mind, apparently.
Oh, I'll tell that story another time.
Okay. I actually have to go, guys. Lauren just got called in for a 4-day trip. He has to wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Hey, Neil, it's good to see you, buddy.
I like your teeth, Neil. They're really good looking.
Whoa, Neil.
The monkey face.
I love
Very
that
nice.
Shauna,
I just
Very
thought of
nice.
one more story.
Could you flare up that nose a little bit more?
Auntie was talking about a dance. And so I had a memory of Tammy doing my hair for the Rose Prom. Do you remember this, Tam? Tammy does beautiful hair, and she loves to experiment. And so she wanted to put a sock on my head and make it into a bun for Rose Prom. And in my head, because I need you to just stop for a second, okay? My memory is it was like a foot high, right? I'm sure it wasn't a foot high, but it was very big.
It had some big hair back in the day.
Sock on my head, huge bun, okay? Took a very long time to do. I was wearing her really cute dress that you made, Tammy, that was kind of knee length, like kind of greenish blue, super cute, right? And it had this huge hair. And I love you, and I didn't want to make you feel bad, even though I was super embarrassed to have this huge boof on. So I went to Rose Prom, and Rose Prom was also seminary graduation. So I was late to seminary graduation because it took so long to do my hair. And I get there, I'm at the back of our chapel, and there's no seats. There's only seats in the very front row. So I'm late. And that's the only seat. So with my huge bouffant hair, I'm walking to the very front of the chapel and sitting down, and everyone can see my hair, is my memory. And I remember, so this was like probably senior year, right, seminary graduation. So I remember Andrew and Mike coming up to me at the dance and just laughing and whoa, we're really glad your hair's with us,
Shauna.
Good times.
Mary Howington is probably dying.
Time. What?
Mary Howington is probably dying right now.
What?
Mary Howington is 99. She'll be 100 in August, and I think she's probably passing away.
I probably should what?
You weren't recording this?
I thought you want to know Mary Howington is probably passing away before her 100th birthday.
Wow.
Could you tell us about anybody else that's sick or dying?
Well, Shirley loves Shauna. I've been Shirley.
Wait, Shirley, Mom, or Mary Howington?
Shirley's fine. Shirley's fine.
Shirley. I love Mary too, but
you're talking about how me and Kim were best friends. This is her grandmother. Is that you?
Yeah.
No, she must be having a hard time. Okay, everybody say good night. We love you.
Love you.
Bye, you guys. Bye-bye.
That didn't tell any stories.
We'll have to do this again. This was really fun.
Night.
Yeah, we gotta go too, you guys.
Does Doug want to tell a story? Doug have any stories he wanted to tell?
No.
Oh, come on, Uncle Doug.
Doug, I remember you coming over when Angie was in Utah and hanging out with us.
Doug, we still have video evidence of you there when you were like 15 or 16, and we had a party.
Mindy's 16th birthday.
Mindy's 16th birthday.
Yeah.
Creeper.
And you just could not take your eyes off of Angie the entire time.
Angie was not there.
I wasn't there.
Angie wasn't there. Angie did not meet him.
Quiet. Don't tell him that.
I know.
No, he was in the piano room helping somebody who was sad. I forget who it was, but I thought, and he had a girlfriend, and I was like, this is so sad. This is the cutest guy. What a sweet boy, and he's got a girlfriend. So I was glad when that ended, and all of a sudden this boy had been so sweet in my living room like one of my girls. I thought, ooh, this is working out.
I did not remember that 5 years later.
I did remember it. I did. It was Doug and another boy comforting another kid that was having a hard time that night.
It was, what's her name?
It was 3 young men, I think.
What's the name?
Oh, that boy that came to those activities all the time. Was he a member?
Yes, I think it was Danny. Was it Danny Schmidt?
Yes, that's who it was.
Yeah. Me and Danny were at her party. I'm glad that all worked out well there.
Well, we probably should let everybody go.
Yeah, this was a good video. I enjoyed
Love
it.
you guys. It was fun. And Jessica, next time we got to hear some of your stories. You got at least one story, right, Jessica? First night you came over and we played Catan, you wore those cute little shoes. Little pointy shoes.
What? You remember your shoes?
I do. I had Trey's girlfriend I never got to see.
Wait a second. I want to know, how does this work?
Girlfriend over. That was a big deal.
That blessed Jessica.
Yeah, it was. I remember she had great legs, little pointy shoes, and she was smart.
I remember when Trey and Jess came home, right? It was before they got married, and I had just gotten home from my mission. It was the first time I was seeing Trey, and the first time I was meeting Jessica. I mean, I'd met her in high school, but didn't really know her. And you guys came through the back of the garage, and you walked up to the back porch, and I gave Jessica a big hug. That was the first time I got to meet her.
Oh, I was so nervous to meet you, Megan.
She was super intimidated by Megan, yeah, for some reason.
Well, because
we're similar in age.
no, I know, yeah.
I think it was because of your reputation throughout the stake.
Oh yeah, being a loser.
Well, how does this videotaping thing work? I mean,
Tammy's taping it.
oh, so Tammy's taping it, and then how do we get access to it and stuff?
A little quicker.
It'll be on Google Plus.
Jessica, do you want to say anything? You haven't said anything tonight. I know you're tired. I saw you sleeping.
I love playing Zombie Family. That was super fun. I loved all the game nights.
Yeah, we had lots of game nights. We had good times.
It was overwhelming when everyone was there a little bit at first.
Yeah, I believe it.
Those were fun games.
Loved it.
Oh, we liked you from the beginning. We were rooting for Jessica.
Well, I just want to say that we're gonna make new memories in the new home, and we're not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry because I love that home, but we're gonna make new memories.
And we've got another attic room for the kids. It's even bigger.
And we can lock that door too.
There's no door.
There's no door.
There's no door. It's all
It
open.
will-
Make a door.
Private, guys. I mean,
Opportunity for the young men to show their gymnastic skills.
No, let me say anything.
What is this? Interesting. One's from me. Ian has one too.
Mindy, you gonna show us your house?
No.
All right, bye, guys.
Well, no,
We love you.
I can do another time, Mom.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So I better put my kids to bed because it's like 10.
Andy, I had tons of food stories ready to tell about you, but I don't think your kids are ready.
I realized that story about Shauna I didn't want to say in front of my kids. It's not like horrible, but I didn't, yeah.
What story was that?
It's the one that Tammy told Shauna. Yeah, well, I'll tell it later.
I didn't understand it the way you told it, so hopefully nobody else did either.
No, I didn't tell the whole thing because I realized, wait a second, I didn't want to finish it. Tammy, you know what I'm talking about? We were in that room, and Shauna was smiling all the time, and you said,
yes, I know that story.
Danny's not even on.
Telling that story.
I know, that's why I stopped, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sounded like several stories were in form when they were told about myself, and I wasn't even in the room.
I did not do that. I almost told the shampoo one, but I realized that happened in the summer at the house.
That was funny.
That was really funny.
And probably something.
That was actually in the new house, maybe.
No, that one, I know that one happened because it happened I remember her being in the foyer of the summer house, and everyone was like, Shauna, what are you doing? And you're like, well, I'm just keeping it in my hair longer because it says if you keep it in your hair longer, it makes it better. All right. I love you guys.
Love you too. Bye, sweetie.
Have a good night.
Bye.